It was a very busy time in the big city port, and this is where the Star Tugs and the Z-Stacks, steaming at almost all the top speed they can, running into almost one another to carry about their work. But a time where cranes had to be visibly useful for some sort. But it was loading day, not sorry, and as to where Sunshine had to hurry on, just for beating his pace. Oops, sorry. Well, you just had to look where you're going, Tencent. The name's Sunshine. I just can't get Tugs right in my... Oh, well, that's okay. You just need a plan B. And what's plan B, you may ask? Plan B is to get that crane arm straight up. Just a little more, please. Straight up, right? Straight up, straight up, straight up. There you go. Move around, please. Okay, Sunshine. Free you go. Oh, okay. But it had to be that very time OJ hadn't rushed. OJ! Hey, what is it, 10 cents? There's a large consignment of grain waiting at the dock. We have to transport it out to Easy Gomez for him to take up to the coast. Coming, 10 cents. You just have to deal. And I'll be right there. This is one of the few occasions where the Start Fleet and the Z-Stacks are working on the same job. The Stars are keeping a suspicious eye on the Z-Stacks. But just in case they got into any mischief. But, however, they seem to be behaving themselves. Up and down they steamed all day, transporting the grain to Easy Gomez. With each load, he sank into the water, droning slightly each time. Whoa, big fella. You just need some of my advice. Am I right? Besides, I'm looking after Scuttlebutt Pete this afternoon. Because later, the crane soon had an overhaul with things. You know what? I am a bit tired. I just can't deal with, loading some grain all day. I mean, they got important jobs to do. So there's gotta be another way how. But just then, two evil police officers, Apollo and Artie, came to see the crane. Is that Apollo and Artie? Yes, sir. Police officers of the big city port. Is that true? Surely it is true. But I got a contract question. Why? I thought, Captain Zero would have never approved by now. Yeah. It's against the law to approve things right before you assume. Otherwise it'd be a misconception for you. I don't see things as misconceptions. I see things as a clear suggestion. I've been overhauled to this crane ever since. And I had to keep loading and it's nearly gonna fall on you. I have not said anything yet. You police officers pay full attention to me right now. Listen good and fine. We will listen good for you. No, wait, come back! Apollo and Artie sure are evil police officers after all. Well, we will have to send up arresting this useless Captain Star, I see. Yeah, right. Overall, we couldn't hear from his wife. Yeah, but the only loan he's got was the Starfleet. And that could be more useless to settle. But by the afternoon, the tugs had nearly finished. They were just waiting for Scuttlebutt Pete, who had a crane working with him to finish loading the last of the barges. The tugs jostled with one another, hoping to be the first to have his barge filled. And just so they could get away, Warrior, one of the startups, is at the front. And to when Big Mac accidentally rams into him. Hey, stop pushing! Wait till I've finished! But the other tugs took no notice. Zoran, one of the Z-stacks, steamed up and clipped Warrior on the side, pushing him forwards. What are you doing? As one of the cranes swarmed low. Whoa. The grain, which was meant to be on Warrior's barge, had almost faded. The grain poured out of the crane's bucket straight down on top of Warrior, completely smothering him. Oh, look what you done, Warrior. It wasn't me. Say, what's going on? I'm sorry, Warrior. I couldn't help it. And I already released the lever before you moved. And then one of the cranes got up. That wasn't me idea. It's not my fault. And now look what you done, Warrior, you dummy. No, it wasn't my fault. It was... someone pushed me. Sorry, Warrior. Someone pushed me into it and you couldn't help it. Are you okay, Warrior? I think I'm gonna... Warrior gave an enormous sneeze. So, clouds of grain fell off him and landed all over the nearest tug, which just happens to be Zoran. Sorry, Zoran. I couldn't help it. What? The crane fell over from its mild demise. It wasn't all Warrior's fault all along. Apollo was pleased to hear. Star tugs need a break. Is that true, Big Mac? You should be sentenced. Sentenced? For what? Well, you should be sentenced and replace the Star Tugs with us. We are future projects of America. That is not true. We Star Tugs are still powerful. This can hand over to Z-Stacks as well. Yo, Big Mac's right. And if they couldn't have the Star Tugs, then no one could. I bet that crane had a demise there. Great scuttlebutt, Pete. We have to save that crane. Okay there, Zoran. Whatever you do, look after me. Zoran and Scuttlebutt tried lifting that crane back up. It's too heavy for me, Zoran. Pull harder. I'll try. Apollo really did so, and had managed to get the crane back in its original position. Hooray! It's worked, Apollo. Maybe you weren't so evil after all. Hey, you were evil. You'll be a bit better afterwards. Captain Zero would be so mad at me for all this. And I'm gonna have to get away with all this junk. Well, that did serve Zoran right, though. Warrior, what's going on? I can speak full sentences right now because they got me everything. Apollo, even though he's an evil police officer, he did something good for one day. But is this a real flat-out lie that Apollo really is an evil police officer? We'll see about that. I think he will deserve less than that.